In a world where average fades, only the relentless rise. You're stepping into a new standard. Strength, purpose, leadership. This is the Chad Miller Fitness Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode. I'm going to get a little more tactical today. Let's talk about something that's quietly sabotaging a lot of guys, especially those who are seemingly doing everything right. You're training 5 days a week, you're eating clean, you're counting protein like a scientist, you're extremely disciplined, but your body's still stuck in storage mode. The weight isn't budging, you look inflamed, your energy is gone by 2 p.m., and you're getting softer around the middle despite all your efforts. And maybe you're starting to question your metabolism, or worse, your willpower. But here's something a lot of people overlook, and this is critical. If your body's insulin resistant, it won't burn fat, it'll store it. And I don't care how on point your nutrition looks on paper, if your insulin is off, your fat loss is going to suffer. Think about it this way. Insulin is like a traffic cop directing nutrients in your body. When it's working properly, it says, hey, send this glucose to the muscles for energy. But when it's broken, that same traffic cop starts directing everything straight to fat storage. So today I'm going to get tactical. I'm going to give you 9 simple, powerful, research-backed ways to reset your insulin and unlock fat burning mode again. These strategies are going to be without supplements or drugs. And you don't need another extreme diet. You don't need to eat like a bird or train like a professional athlete. You need to get your blood sugar working for you, not against you. So let's dive in. So the first tactic is walk after every meal. 10 minutes. That's it. Not a workout, just a walk. This alone can reduce your glucose spike by 22%. Now, I know what you're thinking. Chad, I'm not 70 years old. I don't need to walk after dinner like my grandpa used to. But here's what's happening at the cellular level. Your muscles act like sponges. They soak up the sugar in your blood before insulin even has to get involved. Think of it like this. You've got a damp sponge sitting on your counter. If you pour water on it, it absorbs immediately. But if that sponge is old and brittle and sitting in a drawer forever, that water's not going to get absorbed. Your muscles are the same way. When they're primed and ready for even light movement, they pull glucose right out of your bloodstream. The translation, you store less fat and you burn more. And here's the takeaway. It doesn't have to be intense. A leisurely walk around the block works, walking your dog works, even pacing during a phone call works. The key is consistency. Make it automatic. As soon as that meal is finished, the walk begins. Strategy number 2, eat dinner 3 hours before bed. This one should be non-negotiable if you want your metabolism working with you. Late night eating spikes insulin at the exact time your body is designed to store, not burn. You see, your body has natural rhythms. During the day, you're meant to be active, processing food, burning energy, but at night, your body shifts into repair and recovery mode. When you eat late, you're essentially hijacking this natural process. You're forcing your body to deal with glucose spikes when it should be focusing on cellular repair and fat oxidation. One study showed a 98% higher fat burn rate when dinner was eating earlier in the evening. And you didn't hear that wrong. It's true. Nearly double the fat burning just from timing. Now, I get it. Modern life makes this tough. You're working late, you've got kids, life happens, but even if you can't hit that perfect 3-hour window every night, aim for 2 hours minimum. And if you absolutely must eat late, keep it light and low carb. Some protein and vegetables, not a bowl of pasta or a bowl of cereal at 10 p.m. at night. If you want one of the easiest metabolic wins on the planet, stop eating so close to bed. Number 3, eat fiber before carbs. It's not just what you eat, it's when you eat it. Fiber slows digestion and reduces blood sugar spikes by up to 74%. Picture this, you're about to eat a plate of pasta. Most guys dive straight into the main course, but what if you started with a small side salad? That fiber creates a protective barrier in your digestive system. It slows down the absorption of sugar, which means your blood glucose rises gradually instead of spiking like a rocket. So before you touch that rice or pasta, hit your veggies first. Salad before spaghetti. Vegetables before grains. You're not being fancy or following some complicated food combining rules. This is about simple biochemistry. You'll flatten your glucose curve and reduce the insulin dump that follows. And here's a a pro tip. If you're eating out and that breadbasket hits the table, ask for a side of vegetables first. Go ahead and order that side salad. Your insulin will thank you. The next one, stand every 30 minutes. You can hit the gym every day, but if you sit for hours, your insulin sensitivity still bottoms out. We've created this weird dichotomy where we think we can offset 8 hours of sitting with 1 hour of intense exercise, but that's not how your metabolism works. When you sit for extended periods, your slow twitch muscle fibers, the ones that are constantly pulling glucose from your bloodstream, they basically go to sleep. 5 minutes of standing every 30 minutes wakes them up. Those are the muscles that pull glucose from your bloodstream even at rest. This isn't a dramatic tactic, but it adds up. And I can already hear some of your thoughts. Chad, I'm in back-to-back meetings all day. I just can't stand up every 30 minutes. But yes, you can. Take phone calls standing. Stand during video calls when possible. Set a timer on your phone. Make it a habit. Your chair might actually be your real metabolic enemy. Fix your sleep. One night of bad sleep makes you 30% more insulin resistant. And I know this. As a hard charger, hard-working man, this is something I struggled with. It was like I was doing a triathlon with a flat tire during the bike leg, one of the most crucial parts of the race. Just think about that. One night of bad sleep can throw everything off. You crave sugar the next day, you store more fat, and burn less, even if you're eating the exact same foods. Why? Because insulin just isn't about food, it's about rhythm. Your body operates on a 24-hour cycle called the circadian rhythm. When you disrupt that rhythm with poor sleep, you throw off every hormone in your body, including insulin. Poor sleep also elevates cortisol, which makes your body more likely to store fat, especially around your midsection. So what is good sleep? 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep, dark room, cool temperature, no screens for at least an hour before bed. And here's something most people don't realize. The quality of your sleep matters more than the quantity. 6 hours of deep restorative sleep beats 8 hours of tossing and turning. If you want to reset your metabolism, start with your sleep. The next one, don't eat carbs alone. This one's simple. Stop eating carbs by themselves. Carbs alone hit your bloodstream like a sugar bomb, which means your insulin has to spike hard just to contain the blast. But when you pair that same carb with a fat or a protein, it's a totally different response in the body. The fat and protein slow down digestion, which means the glucose enters your bloodstream more gradually. Less insulin spike, less fat storage. So instead of just an apple, try an apple with almond butter. Instead of toast, add some eggs or avocado. This isn't about making meals complicated, it's about being strategic. Even something as simple as adding a handful of nuts to your afternoon fruit snack can make a massive difference in your blood sugar response. Take the edge off that spike, train your body to respond better. The next one, don't count calories, count crashes. Here's a better metric than macros. How do you feel an hour after eating? Do you feel foggy? Do you feel tired? Are you craving more? That's a blood sugar crash and a sign that insulin isn't being handled well. You see, when your blood sugar spikes high, it has to come down. And when it comes down fast, you feel like crap. You get tired. You crave more sugar to bring your energy back up. It's a vicious cycle that keeps you locked in fat storage mode. But when your blood sugar stays stable, you feel steady, energized, focused. Stable energy equals stable glucose equals stable insulin. So start tracking how you feel after meals. It tells the truth better than any food diary or macro calculator. The next one, build muscle, especially in your legs. Do you want a cheat code for being lean? Don't skip leg day. Your legs hold 60% of your body's muscle mass. More muscle means more space to store glucose without needing as much insulin. Think of muscle tissue as glucose storage tanks. The more tanks you have, the more glucose you can store without triggering an insulin response. That's why squats, lunges, deadlifts, those just aren't powerlifting moves. They're hormonal therapy. And here's the thing, you don't need to be a power lifter. You just need to challenge your leg muscles regularly. Bodyweight squats, walking lunges, step-ups. The key is progressive overload. Make it slightly harder each week. Add a rep, add some weight. Challenge those muscles to grow. More muscle equals better insulin sensitivity. It's that simple. And the last one, cold exposure isn't hype, it works. I know the cold plunge trend gets a lot of hype. I hype it up a lot too, but here's what the data says. Just a 10-minute cold shower can improve insulin sensitivity by up to 43%. Why? Because it activates brown fat, the metabolically active fat that burns glucose to generate heat. Most of your body fat is white fat, the stuff that just sits there storing energy. But brown fat, that's the good stuff. It's metabolically active, it burns calories to generate heat, and cold exposure activates it. And you don't need a $10,000 ice tub. Just get in the shower and make yourself a little uncomfortable. Start with 30 seconds of cold water at the end of your regular shower. Work up to 2 to 3 minutes. The key is consistency, not intensity. Or go ahead and get that ice bath. There are so many more benefits than just fat loss. So there you go, 9 metabolic strategies to reset your insulin and trigger fat burning again. And listen, you don't have to do all 9 today. That's not sustainable. But pick 3 or 4, lock them in, make them non-negotiable for the next 2 weeks, and watch what happens. If it were me, I'd suggest starting with the walk after meals, fixing your dinner timing, sleep, and standing every 30 minutes. Those 4 alone will make a noticeable difference. And remember, when your insulin is broken, you're fighting uphill. No amount of working out or dieting will give you the edge until it's addressed. But you can fix it with simple, strategic changes that work with your biology, not against it. The people who succeed aren't the ones who try to do everything perfectly. They're the ones who pick a few key strategies and execute them consistently. Your metabolism isn't broken. It's just not being managed properly. So there you have it. If this was helpful, share it with someone who needs to stop spinning their wheels. And if you're ready to go deeper, to personalize this stuff and build a body that performs at a high level and looks good, you can apply for my coaching. I do this kind of work every single day with elite men who are ready to make a change. You can find the link in the show notes. I know this was a little different format today. I hope you found value in it. This is Chad Miller, and I will catch you on the next show.
You just listened to the Chad Miller Fitness Podcast, where men rise with discipline, clarity, and action.